Guys, Manu Bennett's over there. Okay, guess what? It is my 100th episode! I can't believe it, I'm so excited. 100 videos that I've made already. How did that happen? I know I have missed like a couple of weeks where I haven't done one, like around my sister's wedding because it was crazy. But I think I've pretty consistently uploaded once a week, every week, so I'm really pleased with myself. So yes, we have got here at last 100 episodes, and I do still want to do something particular to celebrate this, but it happened to coincide with one of my favourite times of year. Comic-Con is on at the moment. It's on in London, and randomly the Isle of Wight, where I'm from, decided to throw one. And normally I go to the London one, but I thought, well, I know it'll be smaller and there'll be less celebrities. However, it does sound like it might be good. It's super cheap. It's considerably cheaper than if I'd went to London. And also a big draw for me was Manu Bennett, one of my biggest crushes, and top of my celebrities I'm allowed to sleep with if they say it's okay list. You know how everyone has their list, yeah? No one ever seems to think it's, you know, you have to wait for their consent too. It's if your partner's okay, but then what about the celebrity? Do they get a say? Who knows? Anyway, he was there, and so I was just like, okay, this would be a really good 100th episode. Me at Isle of Wight Comic-Con, testing it out, meeting Manu Bennett, getting a load of free comics and things. So that is what this video is. My 100th video is Isle of Wight Comic-Con. Enjoy! Good morning, friends and fam. Okay, I am up at the ungodly hour of 11:30 because I'm heading to Comic-Con, and it's one with the difference because it's not actually London one like I normally go to. Isle of Wight decided to step up their game and have one, which is very unusual for the Isle of Wight. Other than festivals, we don't have an awful lot of cool stuff here. Now, some people will argue that Comic-Con isn't cool, but for fellow geeks like myself, you will think it's cool. So yeah, this one was like £14 for one day. It's over 2 days, but I decided just to do the one because turns out all of the stuff that was on one day is also on the other day, unlike the London Comic-Con where you'll have different stuff on different days. But then again, it's a lot smaller, so, but very exciting. Manu Bennett's gonna be there. If you've watched my vlogs for a while, you'll know that I've name dropped Manu Bennett quite a few times. He's like this gigantic New Zealand treat of a man. And he's in Arrow and Spartacus and things like that. And that's all going to be very exciting to... I don't know if you have to pay to meet him. Like, again, in the London ones, you have to like pay an extra fee to go and get your stuff signed or whatever from the celebrities, which is a little bit annoying when you have to shell out like £50 for the tickets in the first place, and then also have to pay like 15 or something, or 25 in some cases, to then meet the people that you initially paid the ticket to go see. But so we'll see if they charge you on this one. If not, I'll just look at him lovingly from a distance because I'm not sure whether I want to shell out more money to meet him, but never mind. Anyways, it's held at Northwood House, which is a big old building. It's not overly big, so I don't think the actual event's going to be overly big, but it does have grounds, and I'm reckoning that stuff will be intense outside. So anyway, I'm under strict instruction as well from my friend Michael, who couldn't come, to find anything She-Hulk, because he's obsessed with She-Hulk. So, oh god, look guys, the ugly ass school. This used to be my old school. Well, this one wasn't, because they knocked it down and built an even uglier building in its place, which is this one now. But I used to go here, way back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Yeah, so I'm gonna find She-Hulk stuff for Michael, and anything Saga related for me, anything Low related, anything Image Comics really for me, and X-Men, Marvel, any Marvel stuff really. But yeah, to lead up to this, last night I had a movie fest of Wonder Woman and Spider-Man Homecoming, so I'm feeling suitably geeked up. Anyways, should be there soon, so I'll be filming throughout the day. The bits that I can film, there might be some game stuff that you're not allowed to film, but like last time I did it sneakily anyway, so we shall see. Anyways, yes, to Comic-Con. Okay, it's back there. As expected, I have actually walked around the entire thing in about half an hour. But like I say, it's the Isle of Wight, so it's gonna be smaller than the London ones. However, now that I have actually seen everything, it means I can go and spend my hard-earned cash on comic books because there's nothing else that I want to pay for. I have found where Manu Bennett should be. He's not there, but apparently he's gonna be in my local pub tonight, so am I. Yeah, so I'm now gonna go buy a whole bunch of comics that I promised I would go back and buy once I've done everything, and I have done everything very quickly.
Because I know they brought the on the voice of that stormtrooper. I know this is a bit
The entire thing really quickly, but I had some time to kill because Manu Bennett's coming back to his signing table at like 1:30. It's about like 1:20 now, so I thought I'll get some lunch first and wait. And yeah, I just got a whole bunch of these dumplings, nom nom nom, and it was like £7 for 5 dumplings with stir fry, but they had one sweet option as well, which is like a Belgian chocolate one, so I've got a little pudding as well to go with it. And I know my mother always told me to eat my dinner before I eat my pudding, but it comes with ice cream, it's gonna melt, so I'm eating my pudding first. But anyway, yeah, got a ton of good comics and things. Unfortunately, Michael, it seems the Isle of Wight still hates She-Hulk, and there are no She-Hulk items anywhere to be seen, so failed in that mission. However, I got some cool Nightcrawler stuff and some new like independent comics that I hadn't seen before, so that's cool. Sounds like there's some sort of like talk conference thing going on. I didn't know if they had any like panels or not, but it didn't look like it at first. But I can hear someone talking on like a microphone now, so maybe we'll find out, I suppose, after dumplings. Guys, Manu Bennett's over there.
Just about. That's it. Get the music playing now. Get the blood boiling. Please welcome on the stage, Mr. Manu Bennett!
Hello, this way, guys. Come. I kidnapped the family.
Hello, family!
It's not the Queens. This way, guys. I thought I was going to come in there, there'd be nobody here, so I started soliciting a crowd. Oh, wait, brother.
Oh, good. We did an intro for you. We showed you a clip from The Hobbit you were talking about yesterday. We had this banner made up by that beautiful man right over there behind you. He worked very hard on that. It took him all of 3 minutes. 3.5, I do apologize.
Wow. Because I went to Greece last year in the summertime. And any Greek people here? It is the Isle of Wight. Okay. Adjustment. And the people there said to me, this was the very first amphitheater that was ever built. And it was built by this, are you going somewhere, kid? Security. I tried to make some choices for Azov. And the night before I went in and filmed for the first time, I watched Jaws and I watched Empire Strikes Back. And I based the movement of Azov on the white pointer, the white shark Jaws. If you watch it again, watch the way that I lurk, because I knew that in the movie Jaws, the shark is most menacing when it's just cruising around, and kind of like it never, you don't see the jaws until the last moment. So when I was playing, especially in the first scene that I shot with Peter Jackson, I said, Peter, can I not be facing the camera? And he was like, what? And I said, can I have my back to the camera? And he said, well, why? And I said, well, I watched Jaws last night. And I kind of want to make this approach. Now this is your turn, kid. Get up here. And then I watched Empire Strikes Back and I decided to go for the voice of James Earl Jones. You know, if you listen to Azov, you know, there was this kind of tone to it, like, you know, like James Earl Jones would say, like, you know, I am your father, Luke. And Azov would go like, it was this deep push down, low, throaty voice. And even at one stage I went like, like this, and then, you know, this orc came up and was like, oh, sorry Azog, we let them get away. They escaped. And like Azog sort of just turns over one shoulder. Like I just tried to be like, you know, Jaws, and I went, and I said to Peter Jackson, what's on the stairs here? Can we have the big wolf? There was nothing there at all. And Peter Jackson said, oh yeah, we can put the wolf there. Because I just didn't want to look up. I wanted to keep the jaws coming in. So I just sort of patted the air, and later on there was the wildwoods put there. So I sort of patted this and I walked further forward, and the whole thing was suppressed by the movement. And it was like, and then I remembered, I said to Peter, I want to treat this orc like he's a child. And I just want to run my hand through his hair. Would be easy, would be not. And at that point, I ripped the kid up and threw him through the audience. No, it was an orc, but I'm not going to do that to the kids. But that was the Jaws moment that came at that moment. Thanks for your help.
Does anybody have a question they would like to ask? Yes, we got... Cardio. In Spartacus, did you know how much sex was actually going to be in the film? In the series?
I told them I'd do it for nothing. And with Crixus, I would feel this demeaning quality of what she was doing to me. And I'd say, yes, no. And she said, Crixus, come on. And I go, yes, no. Hey, Rob.
And that was Isle of Wight Comic Con. For their first attempt, I thought that was bloody good, actually. Obviously, I went in with eyes wide open. I knew that it was going to be smaller and there'd be less diversity and like things there than the London one, because London one's absolutely massive. And so I did manage to go through it quite quickly. However, I was seriously impressed. I thought the panels were pretty good. But the thing that I found really cool, which I think a lot of people wouldn't have known unless you're into comic books, was there was some pretty good comic book names there as well. And I did binge. So I managed to get my hands on some pretty cool Nightcrawler. So these were reclaimed, so these were super cheap. Managed to get some Nightcrawler comics, which I was very happy about. And there was also a whole bunch of independent comics there. So I got this one. And this is actually Image Comics, and the dude who, I think he was either the writer or the artist, I can't remember, I'm sorry. But he was here, Limbo, and he described this to me as Voodoo Blade Runner. That sounded badass, so I had to get it. The art is beautiful, like really, really gorgeous art. It reminds me of The Wicked and the Damned, which is also Image Comics. Then I also got from the independent comics section Turncoat, which was actually a popular webcomic, and it's about kind of an anti-hero. He hunts heroes and kills them. He's like a bounty hunter kind of dude, but he has his ex-wife who also does the same job and is just way better than him, and it just sounds very humorous. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I know of it because of the webcomic, but yeah, since it was there and the dude was there, I was like, I want Turncoat too. So I got Limbo, Turncoat, those are the ones that I bought. And then of course it's Comic-Con, so I got a crap ton of freebie comics as well, and previews, and there was some game stuff there. Really well done. So thanks Fella White for finally getting a Comic-Con. It was, yeah, small but passionate, and I think that's what you want at Comic-Con. You want a whole bunch of over enthusiastic nerds dressed up and going around buying up everything, just enjoying themselves and sharing their geekdom and their love of all things pop culture. So yeah, so that was my 100th episode, which I thought would be perfect matched up to two of the things that I love: my hometown Isle of Wight, and comics, and nerdom, and like geekdom and everything. So yeah, that was good. Yeah. So thank you so much for sticking with me and subscribing and commenting and things after all of these many 100 episodes. Thank you so much for liking, commenting and subscribing, and I'll see you in the world. Bye!